embracing a serene moment with my son amidst the majestic mountains. And then, an unexpected twist unfolded. At 18, my son Landon towered over me, radiating a confidence and elegance that captivated my very being. His proposal to escape to the woods in a rented trailer for a week took me by surprise, igniting a thrill of excitement and a hint of daring adventure. He spoke to me with a smile that stirred echoes of the boyish charm he once wielded, effortlessly weaving his way out of trouble. It's just the two of us, a soft layer of snow beneath our feet, the inviting warmth of a flickering fire, and a tranquil hush that wraps around this intimate moment. After an indulgent holiday season, I felt an irresistible pull to acquiesce. The allure of a serene week nestled in the mountains was utterly captivating. We gathered cozy attire, enticing board games, and a carefully chosen collection of novels for those intimate evenings that await us. The majority of the arrangements were deftly guided by Landon. He fastened the trailer with care, plotted the route with precision, and selected a playlist that whispered promises for the road ahead. The journey unfolded endlessly, the frost-kissed trees flanking the path evoking images that seemed to leap from a forbidden postcard, whispering secrets of romance and longing. As we stepped into the charmingly isolated trailer park, hidden away in a snowy valley, an intoxicating calm enveloped me, stirring something deep within. It was a vision that stirred the senses. It was just the two of us, enveloped by the mountains, with the soft, crackling whispers of the fire as our only witness. As the days unfolded, the bond between us grew richer, revealing layers of intimacy we had never dared to explore. As the first light of dawn kissed the earth, we ventured into the tranquil embrace of the woods. By midday, we indulged in the warmth of hot cocoa, savoring each sip as if it were a secret shared between us. When night enveloped the world, we found ourselves entwined in deep conversation with kindred spirits, the flickering campfire casting shadows that danced like whispers of untold stories. What once seemed ordinary within the familiar walls of home, now revealed itself with an unexpected allure. He revealed to them his deepest dreams, his quiet fears, and the clandestine stories of his life that had lingered in the shadows until now. My perception of him transformed, not just as the boy I had cared for, but as the captivating man he was destined to become. There was an undeniable allure in the way he carried himself, radiating a subtle strength and an intoxicating confidence that drew her in closer. It dawned on me how rarely I had leaned on him since the parting from his father. After a long, invigorating walk one evening, we found our way back to the trailer, our cheeks aglow from the crisp air, a warmth blossoming between us in the dim light. Landon took it upon himself to craft a sumptuous dinner, a simple yet enchanting pasta dish that tantalizes the senses. As we dined beneath the soft glow of the electric lamp, I couldn't help but notice how he effortlessly enveloped the space around us, creating an intimate atmosphere that felt both thrilling and forbidden. I summoned a cherished childhood nickname, a whisper of nostalgia, to convey my appreciation, saying thank you for this, Ollie. The scheme was undeniably extraordinary. As his cerulean gaze captured mine, the air around us shimmered with an undeniable tension, a fleeting moment charged with unspoken desires. He whispered softly, "Mom, it's absolutely enchanting to just be here with you. In the chaos of our everyday existence, it seems we have forgotten the delicate dance of true connection through conversation." His words stirred something profound within my soul. He was undeniably right. In the midst of the relentless grind of school, work, and the endless tide of daily obligations, those rare, intimate moments of connection seemed to slip further away, like whispers in the night. Outside, the fire flickered in the darkness, while the wind whispered its haunting lament, yet we chose to embrace the stillness between us. As Landon lost himself in the pages of his book, I found my gaze drifting to the window, entranced by the soft fall of snowflakes, each one a tender secret as they enveloped the world outside. A deep sense of appreciation washed over me for him, for the man he was evolving into, and for the dedication he poured into transforming this journey into a tangible experience. Until that moment, I had never glimpsed that side of him, yet it unveiled the profound intensity of his emotions for our connection. In the mountains, an intoxicating allure hung in the air, making every fleeting moment feel like a scene pulled from a forbidden romance, rich with unspoken desires. Landon seemed resolute in his quest to turn the week into an experience that would linger in their memories, filled with unspoken desires and stolen moments. As I stirred from our deep exchange, the rich scent of coffee enveloped me, igniting a feeling of warmth and an undeniable connection that lingered in the air. As I slowly opened my eyes, I discovered Landon standing in the doorway, his silhouette casting a warm glow in the intimate space. A steaming mug nestled in his hand, accompanied by a warm smile that ignited a spark in the air between them. "Good morning, my sleeping beauty," he playfully whispered. "I thought it would be delightful for you to savor breakfast in bed, especially after the enchanting moments we shared on our hike together." A soft chuckle escaped my lips as I nestled deeper into the warm embrace of the blanket surrounding me. Am I truly the perfect partner for an adventurous hike now? I think I heard the soft whispers of your pleasure lingering in the air as I approached the last stretch yesterday. He chuckled softly, handing me the mug, a gesture meant to lift our spirits and coax a smile from your lips. This stands as a reflection of my unwavering devotion. A deep sense of appreciation enveloped me as I indulged in the rich aroma of the coffee, each sip a delightful secret shared between us. Outside, snow drifted softly to the ground, while within the trailer, a profound silence enveloped us, as though the universe had faded away, leaving just the two of us in our intimate cocoon. As I locked my gaze with his, a wave of emotion washed over me, and I whispered a sincere thank you, the air thick with unspoken desires. "This is utterly enchanting." He shrugged, his gaze steady and unyielding. "Dearest mother, you are truly worthy of this gift. Your willingness to help others is undeniably captivating. This is your time to embrace the tender affection you truly crave." As we basked in the intimate warmth of the trailer that morning, his words reverberated in my thoughts. Landon then suggested we venture down another path nearby, the air thick with unspoken possibilities. The biting winter chill urged us to cocoon ourselves in warmth, as we set forth on our intimate adventure. In the hushed embrace of the forest, the only sound that pierced the tranquility was the soft crunch of our boots sinking into the fresh snow. The walk was enchanting. Prolonged moments of silence were occasionally broken by his clever banter and playful jests, creating an intoxicating atmosphere between them. As I playfully lamented the heat that left me almost paralyzed, he quipped that the frost embellishing my hat made me resemble a figure from a daring survival tale. With a teasing flick of my swatter, I caught him off guard, his laughter resonating like a sweet melody through the trees. As the shadows deepened, the day unfolded in ways I had never anticipated. As we navigated the winding path back to the trailer, my foot betrayed me, slipping on the uneven ground and sending me tumbling to the earth with a sudden jarring impact. A sharp pang of discomfort coursed through my leg, igniting a flicker of awareness that was both unwelcome and oddly stirring. "Dearest mother." Landon hurried to my side, his hand steady as he helped me sit up, a tender urgency in his touch. His hands glided over her skin with a quiet confidence, both gentle and commanding. "Are you feeling okay?" he asked, his voice tinged with a deep, lingering worry that hinted at unspoken desires. "What stirs the depths of anguish?" "Oh, my leg." I recoiled, trying to adjust, but the sharp sting lingered, refusing to fade away. "I fear I may have twisted it beyond recognition." He wrapped me in his arms immediately, as if I were a delicate whisper, weightless and ethereal. "Indeed," he cautioned her with a steady intensity. "Do not even think about crossing that line," I murmured gently. "Landon, I'm perfectly well." He interrupted her with a voice that held a softness, yet carried an undeniable strength. "Let there be no room for disagreement. Text, I will not permit you to entangle this situation any more than it already is, particularly given the precarious position you find yourself in," he remarked, a mischievous smile dancing across his face. "Furthermore, I have been pouring my heart into fitness, all for the allure of moments like these." Even though it stung, his playful jest drew a soft laugh from my lips. A comforting cocoon surrounded me, a sensation I had not felt in ages, as his warmth wrapped around me, defying the chill of the air, and the unwavering strength of his hold grounded me in that fleeting instant. Upon our return, Landon tenderly guided me onto the small couch nestled within the trailer. He gently elevated my leg with a soft pillow, wrapping it in a cool embrace of an ice pack. He knelt beside me, his voice a low whisper. "We'll return home tomorrow, but tonight you belong to me. Feel free to express your desires openly." As the night deepened and weariness wrapped around me, the stubborn throb in my leg held me captive, preventing me from surrendering to the embrace of sleep. In the hushed embrace of the night, I awoke from my dreams, shivering as a cool breeze whispered secrets from beyond the window. Even as the soothing warmth wrapped around the trailer, a sharp ache throbbed in my head, leading me to an unsettling discovery that stirred something deep within. A fever had ensnared my senses. "Landon," I whispered, my voice a soft caress, barely rising above a breath. In an instant he was at my side, his gaze filled with a deep, unsettling worry. "Mother, what weighs upon your heart?" he asked, his fingers caressing my cheek with a tender, lingering touch. "You find yourself enveloped in a whirlwind of conflicting emotions, each vying for your attention in an intoxicating dance. Just a moment, please." He draped another blanket over me, his touch tender and deliberate, and settled close by, a silent guardian in the dim light, before I could even find the words to speak. He whispered to her that she must seek out the warmth that ignites the soul. His voice wrapped around her like a comforting embrace, igniting a spark of desire that lingered in the air. I nestled my head against his chest, surrendering to the steady thrum of his heartbeat. The heat emanating from his form wrapped around me, dispelling the shivers that had taken hold of my senses. His hand rested gently on my shoulder, a silent promise that enveloped me in warmth and solace. I conveyed my appreciation, my voice laced with a seductive weariness that hinted at deeper desires. His replies were always laced with a gentle warmth. His smile, warm and inviting, evoked memories of simpler times, subtly revealing the depth of his affection in a way that felt both comforting and thrilling. "I will always be your silent guardian, ever vigilant in the shadows of your heart." In the quiet embrace of the night, I discovered myself drawn into his warmth, a proximity that caught me off guard, igniting a spark of something forbidden. Our connection had intensified in ways that left me both intrigued and bewildered. For the first time in years, I let myself be enveloped by the warmth of being cherished, allowing the intoxicating trust to wash over me, reminding me that solitude was a distant memory. As I surrendered to the embrace of sleep, my thoughts meandered through the deep metamorphosis this journey had sparked within me, altering not just my view of Landon, but also the delicate connection that intertwined our souls. The next morning, I awoke to the enticing scent of something exquisite lingering in the air, pulling me from the depths of my dreams. Even as my legs throbbed with fatigue, the warm cocoon of blankets wrapped around me like a lover's embrace, and the intoxicating scent lingered in the air, offering a sweet reprieve from my weariness. I stood, a delicate shiver coursing through me as I felt the subtle transformation within my being. Landon stood at the modest kitchen counter, his back turned to me, a gentle hum escaping his lips as he crafted his meal, the air thick with an unspoken tension that danced between us. I placed the call in the early hours, my voice lingering with a seductive rasp. As he turned, a mischievous smile danced across his lips, hinting at secrets shared in the shadows. "Awaken, dear heart, from your deep repose. The morning feast is almost ready, a tantalizing promise of indulgence awaiting us. How does your heart feel today?" A lingering ache coursed through me, though it was a mere whisper compared to the intensity of the night before. He nodded, though a shadow of worry lingered on his brow, hinting at unspoken thoughts that danced just beneath the surface. I crafted a sumptuous breakfast of golden toast and perfectly cooked eggs, a simple yet intimate start to the day. "I'll prepare a plate for you, but our next destination will be the hospital." "No disputes," I insisted, a soft chuckle slipping from my mouth. His tone, laced with an undeniable sense of protection, awakened something profound within me, a realization that felt both enticing and perilous. True to his word, he offered me a plate, urging me to join him in every endeavor, a subtle invitation that lingered in the air between us. His gaze sparked a warmth deep within me, even as he held the plate steady while I savored each bite of my meal. As I watched him meticulously clean up the remnants, a forbidden affection blossomed within me, both elusive and deeply stirring. As he turned to face me, I found myself lost in the depths of his eyes, and I heard him whisper, "Thank you. What compels you to ask such a question?" he asked, his smile softening with a hint of intimacy. "Your authentic essence captivates me, and the tender attention you bestow upon me is truly cherished." He held my gaze for a fleeting moment, his eyes entwined with mine, before he offered a subtle nod, as if acknowledging an unspoken connection between us. A delicate blush graced his cheeks, Forever my beloved mother. The descent from the mountain was a graceful affair, the snow-draped scenery revealing its timeless allure, captivating the heart in ways both familiar and forbidden. Landon's gaze held me captive, a silent promise hanging in the air between us. His gaze held a quiet question, a deep concern for my well-being lingering in the air between us. As he adjusted the heater, his hand would sometimes linger against mine, igniting a spark that felt both thrilling and forbidden. He even chose to overlook certain tracks on the list, ones he thought might provoke a reaction from me. As we stepped into the hospital, a wave of fatigue washed over me, leaving me feeling completely drained. Landon helped me out of the car, his fingers intertwining with mine as we walked inside, a silent promise lingering in the air between us. As the doctors examined my leg, his hand rested on my shoulder a moment longer than necessary. The kind doctor offered a gentle smile, securing a snug brace around my leg with a touch of intimacy that sent a shiver down my spine. It's simply an unfortunate circumstance. Just hold back for a few days and everything will fall into place. A soft laugh slipped from my lips as Landon released a breath of relief, the tension between us lingering in the air. I subtly indicated how your joy appears to eclipse my own, casting a shadow that both enchants and intrigues me. There are those who ought to be deeply invested in your welfare. A sly smile danced upon his lips as he replied, a hint of mischief in his eyes. As we stepped back into the familiar embrace of home, a soothing wave of relief enveloped me, for I had returned to the sanctuary that felt like my heart's true refuge. Landon wrapped me in soft blankets, poured me a warm cup of tea, and handed me the remote, making sure I was perfectly nestled on the couch before he slipped away into the kitchen, leaving a lingering warmth in the air. I whispered to him, "You need not shoulder every burden." With a sly smile, he leaned around the corner, ready to reply with a hint of mischief in his voice. "You deserve to be cherished," he whispered, a hint of mischief in his eyes. "Permit me the delight of tending to your needs, just this once." He embraced that challenge, all for my sake. He held me back from indulging in my desires in the days that followed. He meticulously arranged his surroundings, crafted delightful meals, and nestled beside me on the couch as I lost myself in the allure of my favorite shows. It had been an eternity since I experienced such profound affection, and I was blissfully ignorant of the depths of my yearning for it. Yet, just a few nights later, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. We reclined on the couch, the soft glow of the TV casting tender shadows that swayed playfully across the walls, creating an intimate atmosphere that wrapped around us like a secret. Landon reclined next to me, his arm casually resting over the back of the couch, creating an intimate atmosphere that felt both inviting and dangerously close. My leg lay languidly upon a plush pillow, inviting a sense of intimacy and warmth. In the presence of two souls entwined in an unspoken understanding, a captivating silence envelopes them, seamlessly intertwining their bond. In an unexpected moment, he shattered the stillness that enveloped them. "Mother," he uttered with an unexpectedly serious timbre, "I have a secret to unveil to you." The deep timbre of his voice sent a shiver through me, making my heart skip as I turned to lock eyes with him. "Evelyn, what weighs upon your heart?" As my unease intensified, I dared to ask. After a moment's hesitation, he lifted his eyes to meet mine, his focus wandering to the delicate dance of his fingers. He whispered these words, laden with unspoken desires. "I've been contemplating the depth of our bond, savoring the unique emotions that intertwine our lives in this very moment." I inhaled deeply, my heart pounding with an exhilarating urgency. I asked, my voice quivering, betraying the composure I longed to maintain. He leaned in closer, his gaze revealing a vulnerability that was both captivating and dangerously inviting. He whispered to her, "My feelings for you run deep, dear mother. Your unwavering presence in my life has been a constant source of comfort. It brings me a certain ache to confess this, but I feel an irresistible urge to unveil my emotions. My heart belongs to you, dear mother. I'm deeply appreciative of the connection we share. Your presence captivates me in ways I cannot fully express. Respect." And his voice softened, a melody that beckons me to share every fleeting moment of my existence with him. The air was thick with unspoken desires, a heavy silence enveloping us, ignited by his bold confession. The gravity of his words enveloped my heart, igniting a profound longing as I pondered the depth of his feelings and the audacity it required for him to express them. Olivia, my heart whispers your name in the quiet of the night, where secrets linger and desires dance in the shadows. I began, though my voice quivered with a mix of anticipation and uncertainty. In a fleeting moment of doubt, I grappled with the challenge of expressing the tempest of feelings his words ignited deep within my soul. He had remained by my side each day for several days, enveloping me in warmth and a gentle tenderness that stirred something deep within. Deep within me, an undeniable stirring awakened, a feeling I had hesitated to embrace. He responded with a quick assurance. It's all right. He lifted his hand, a delicate, almost bashful smile playing on his lips, beckoning me to pause. Silence speaks volumes between us. The desire surged within, impossible to restrain any longer. Tears shimmered in the corners of my eyes as I reached out, my hand trembling slightly as it sought his warmth. Articulating my feelings proved to be a delicate endeavor, yet I found a way to express to Landon the depth of his significance in my life, transcending the limitations of mere words. What we share is undeniably unique, and I cherish it deeply. He clasped my hand firmly, his eyes delving into mine, yearning for something I wasn't sure I could offer. In that fleeting moment, an undeniable truth unveiled itself with an intoxicating clarity. We ventured into this experience together, unbound by its complexities. His words rendered me completely breathless. His words lingered in my mind, like the softest snowfall, surprising, breathtaking, and deeply resonant. His sincere blue eyes held my gaze, a silent promise lingering between us. A tranquil hope wrapped around them, a delicate balance that both comforted and unsettled me. Without hesitation, I drew closer, enveloping him in my arms, holding him tightly as if letting go would break the delicate spell of intimacy that enveloped us. His embrace was a steady anchor, wrapping me in a tender cocoon of warmth that felt both safe and thrilling. In that ephemeral instant, the world faded away, leaving just the two of us entwined, casting aside the weight of our struggles and the questions that lingered in the air. Landon, you hold a special place in my heart as well. I murmured, my voice quivering with a deep, unspoken longing. You must understand this deeply. In response, he pulled me into his arms, holding me tightly as if the world outside ceased to exist. He whispered it softly, his voice a delicate caress against my skin. A shiver of trepidation coursed through me as I considered revealing this to you. Yet I discovered that I could no longer hold back the intensity of my feelings. I softly leaned back, my eyes locked onto his, my fingers gliding through his hair as they had so many times in the past, a tender connection that lingered between us. Yet on this occasion it bore an unmistakable allure. It was filled with an exquisite warmth that lingered in the air. I leaned closer and murmured, your courage eclipses my own in ways I never imagined. I remain steadfast beside you, unyielding in the face of any challenge that may arise. As he captured my gaze, a soft yet sincere smile unfurled on his lips, igniting a spark that lingered in the air between us. His honesty wrapped around me like a soft embrace, igniting a warmth that felt both inviting and dangerously intimate. We held on to that embrace a little longer, wrapped in the intoxicating warmth of one another. As I shifted ever so slightly, a sharp twinge coursed through my injured leg, reminding me of the delicate balance between pleasure and pain. Without a moment's pause, he proposed, permit me to lend my aid. His worry re-emerged as he tenderly guided me back onto the couch, a lingering tension hanging in the air between us. With careful precision, he positioned the pillow beneath my leg, and then, to my surprise, his fingers began to softly glide along my skin. His tender attention enveloped me in a cocoon of safety and tranquility. Will this bring discomfort? He asked softly, keeping a respectful distance from the tender spot, his fingers delicately following the outline of the tape with a gentle touch. I responded with a resolute shake of my head, the weight of unspoken desires lingering in the air. Indeed, it brings a sense of exquisite pleasure. His touch was tender and intimate, stirring a depth of emotion that went beyond mere physicality. It not only soothed my suffering, but his gaze revealed that nurturing me was the most cherished obligation in his world. The warmth in my chest deepened, urging me to extend my hand and gently stroke his cheek. It was incredibly gracious of you to lend me your aid, Landon, I whispered softly. My heart swells with gratitude for all that we share, and for your presence in my life, which adds a depth I never knew I craved. For a brief, intoxicating moment, his hand paused, and he raised his eyes to mine. His expression a tantalizing enigma that left me yearning for understanding. He leaned closer, his voice a soft murmur. This isn't just coincidence. It has always lingered in this way. An unspoken truth that dances on the edge of desire. There was a deep, unvoiced connection between us. An understanding that lingered just out of reach of our spoken language. In his embrace I discovered a comforting warmth, savoring the tender, deliberate caress of his hand as it traced a languid path along my leg. A serene warmth enveloped me as we lingered in comfortable silence, our closeness igniting an unspoken tension between us. May I linger by your side this evening? After a lingering hush he asked, his voice laced with a subtle unease. His voice dripped with a tantalizing tension, hinting at an unspoken desire, as if he were unsure how I would react to his boldness. I acquiesced, my heart racing with an unspoken thrill that strikes a deep chord within me. His smile held a quiet allure, shy yet inviting. As he gently moved the blankets that cocooned me and turned off the television, the room was draped in a deepening twilight. In the dimly lit corners of the room, the lamp on the side table flickered softly, casting a warm glow that danced with secrets untold. Landon nestled beside me, his fingers entwining with mine above the blanket, offering a warmth that sent shivers down my spine. I leaned in closer, allowing my head to softly rest against his shoulder, savoring the warmth of the moment. The silence stretched on, enveloping them in a comfortable intimacy that felt utterly right. The air was heavy with unspoken feelings, swirling around them like a forbidden secret, too profound for mere words to convey. With my eyes closed, I yielded to the intoxicating allure of slumber's embrace. The soft, steady rhythm of his breath next to me enveloped me in a warm embrace of solace. In the days that followed, an alluring and undeniable change began to weave itself into the fabric of our connection. It blossomed slowly, a delicate dance of emotions, subtle yet profound, weaving an intricate tapestry of desire and longing. It lingered, intricately entwined in the tapestry of our everyday lives, an unspoken presence in our intimate exchanges. It was the lingering caress of his hand entwined with mine as he led me to the kitchen, or the warmth I felt in his gaze that surpassed the boundaries of simple affection. As the evenings unfolded, we found ourselves irresistibly drawn to the couch, our closeness intensifying in a way that felt both comforting and thrillingly forbidden. Though we never dared to speak it aloud, a forbidden connection flourished between us, deepening with every stolen glance and lingering touch. On a serene evening, as we found ourselves wrapped in the stillness of the night, Landon leaned closer, his head gently resting against mine, a moment that took me by surprise. Have you ever considered how serene this journey has been? Just the two of us together? He asked in a voice that barely broke the silence, as if sharing a secret meant only for her ears. As I stole a glance at him, the tender vulnerability carved into his features set my heart racing with an intoxicating urgency. Would you be so kind as to elaborate on your thoughts? I offered a soft plea. His mind was shrouded in uncertainty, fingers idly tracing the soft edge of the blanket, lost in a world of unspoken desires. A thrilling emptiness envelopes me, as the weight of worry for others slips away into the shadows. We're nurturing one another in a way that feels deeply intimate, as if our bond transcends the ordinary ties of family. His words ignited a tempest of feelings within me, casting me into a sea of their intricate allure. I spoke in a soft, soothing voice, one that wrapped around us like a warm embrace, inviting a sense of peace and intimacy. Landon, life is far more complex than it appears. You already know that, don't you? He whispered the words I do, a promise laced with unspoken desires. He inclined his head ever so slightly, his eyes locked onto hers with an intensity that spoke of unspoken desires. I held on to the fragile hope that perhaps, just perhaps, it could be within reach. In a moment charged with unspoken desires, I entwined my fingers with his, my voice steady yet laced with an intoxicating urgency. No matter the obstacles that lie ahead, we shall traverse this path together, entwined in an unspoken bond that defies the ordinary. A deep, intoxicating feeling enveloped me as our eyes locked, igniting a spark that felt both thrilling and forbidden. It danced tantalizingly close, a whisper of desire just out of reach. His voice caressed the air, a gentle whisper that lingered with unspoken desires. I've never felt a love quite like this, so deep and consuming, as the one I have for you. The words held a depth of confession, transcending the simplicity of a mere statement. As my heart swelled, I drew him near, wrapping him in a fervent embrace, afraid that letting go would fracture the exquisite intimacy we were sharing in that fleeting moment. He held me close, as if he sensed the unspoken dread that this ephemeral encounter could vanish at any moment. I whispered my affection in return, a secret shared between us. The words held a weight I had only begun to understand in that fleeting moment. It transcended the ordinary expression of love. It lingered like a promise unspoken,